Alright, what's up everybody? This is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be a little more behind the scenes of what's going on, so it's not going to be as edited and as perfected as my normal videos, but as you can see, the cart has been pretty much disassembled and it's not what it used to look like. So that's where the gap in the videos is going to come, is that I had to disassemble everything, weld it all up, and now I'm starting to reassemble stuff and weld it up at the same time. So, like our arms here, they need to be welded up, so they're all disassembled. All the heim joints are out of those, and we gotta weld those. These ones here have already been welded. I do have to add an anti-intrusion bar eventually, but I need to go almost right through where this shaft goes. I'm also going to build this shaft out of 1 inch instead of this thin wall 3/8 stuff. I just don't really trust it. Sorry, 3/4. And I need to get some spacers for these. I want cone spacers, kind of like the ones that are down here on this heim joint. So I'm going to order a set of those. Everything already has brakes on it. It always did have brakes on it. They're just me out of brakes. Those are 15-inch wheels. I could have got away with 13s, which would have been super, super nice because they just make the tires look a lot meatier, and then there's a lot better slick options for 13s than there is on 15s. The whole chassis has been welded, so if you look on the chassis everywhere, it's all been welded up, and I've assembled this side after I've welded it. The heater kicked on, so I'm going to cut that off first. While the cart was flipped over, I actually put some panels in the bottom here, so you can see that we made a panel that goes all the way under the seat here, and then it switches to a second panel which goes all the way under the engine there. And then I left the back part just in case we try and build a diffuser somehow back here. So if we do build another panel, it could be just flat, or it could be like flat here and then go up for a diffuser out through the middle here, because this space is just all empty. Ooh, another big thing, we did get a drive shaft made. It does fit in there. Here it is. So it does fit in there. It does spin. The only thing is I do have to modify the water pump slightly because it does hit the water pump, which is a shaft mounted water pump, which is weird. So if we pull this out, I mean, it's not weird, but just unusual for me to see something like this. It's like a keyed shaft mounted water pump, which is different. I did smash the heck out of my finger. It's the middle one, so I'll just do this instead. Putting the engine in, and it really throbbed for like a day and a half. And it's my bean flicking finger too, so it makes it a little bit weird. Now, despite looking like we made backwards progress, the frame did have to be welded up fully. I did forget one weld here, but that's because I think I'm going to adjust this bar anyways through the middle. For the shock mounts, I want to put the shocks closer to the edge than in the middle. I also want to move the fuel tank. I've decided that I think I want the fuel tank to be behind the driver's seat, so we have to make a whole new fuel tank again, and that means we have to make a shield also, like a fire shield, firewall, between the engine and the compartment. The welding itself took roughly like 8 hours straight of welding. So if you took out all the breaks and all the times that I went inside because I couldn't be out here, it is winter now basically. I'll show you. We've got this gross white stuff on the ground already, so basically winter. So my welding sessions ended up being between 45 minutes to an hour, and then I would go inside, let the door open, let all like the fumes and stuff get out of here, because I have to work with the door. Because I have to work with the door closed because the fumes just get too intense in here. So I had to break it up into like 8 or 9 sessions of just straight welding, which in hindsight took a lot longer because I would have to like go inside, open this door, let it reheat up in here again because it's below 0. And then come back out and do another session of welding. And then in between everything else that I want to do throughout the day also. And that's where we're currently sitting. And I think the biggest obstacles coming up next is going to be building the exhaust, which is going to be fun. Figuring out a way for the clutch to be worked, because I don't know how the clutch is going to work exactly. And I'll go into greater detail with this after, like in the main video. But essentially the clutch rod is right here. And there used to be a chain cover. So if this was a sprocket, this cover here would fit. And this actually holds, this is like the slave cylinder right here for the clutch. So this would go, you know, on there somewhere like that. And then the slave would bolt in here and it'd be hydraulic and you would push that rod in. And that's what gives you like neutral between gears, pushing the clutch in. Don't know how. I need to make something to push that in hydraulically, because our pedals obviously have, you know, I mean, I could make a linkage here for a cable, but it is already set up for hydraulics. So we've got to figure that out. That's gonna be a big obstacle. And I think the main difference between doing what we're doing here and working on vehicles is that vehicles have like a pretty obvious solution of things that you want to do. You want to build a turbo kit, you've got to get piping from the turbo to the intercooler. That's pretty obvious, really simple to do. I don't have to redesign the wheel trying to figure that out. Some of the stuff on here needs to be designed and figured out, and I'm just not good with that kind of stuff. And my wing it technique rarely works. So I'm having to design things a couple times. It's just the way my brain works. It's definitely one of my flaws. Figure out things, and sometimes it stumps me, and then sometimes it takes extra time for me to figure that out, and I get a little overwhelmed thinking about it and trying to figure it out, and don't really have anybody to bounce ideas off of. So sometimes it just gets stuck, is what I'm trying to say. And that is one of the things I'm stuck on. That throttle cable, the brake line should be easy. You know, it just takes time. But you know, other than that, this is kind of where we're at right now. I'm just doing some more welding. I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of an update because, you know, it's been 2 weeks since the last video came out. And you guys might like to see some more behind the scenes vlog stuff. I've done a little bit of analytics studying myself, just looking at different channels and stuff like that. So a lot of like vlog based channels, I'm not meaning to call anybody out, but like one I watch sometimes, Ricer Miata, he just does vlogs all the time. And it seems like his subscriber count is stuck, his video count is stuck. No matter what he does, he still gets like the same amount of views, everything. So I don't really want to mess up my main channel because I think we're putting it in the right direction to grow. And it has been growing. And I don't want to put like a vlog, boring video in it and then do really bad and then it drops the channel average. So making a second channel I think is going to be the better idea, which I already have a second channel. I just kind of didn't know what to use it for. So this is what it'll be used for. And then if you watch bigger channels like Weston Chaplin or like Colin Furs, they also made second channels just to put like some of the behind the scenes stuff in it because, you know, uploading a video once a month is okay, but like people miss me apparently and stuff. So I'll give you a little bit of this and I'll keep doing what I'm doing. These videos shouldn't take like super long, and then maybe the second channel will get to a point where like we just daily vlog everything between me and Gina. We'll do really stupid stuff. Whatever behind the scenes. It doesn't have to be automotive related because my interests don't stop at automotive related things. I like playing Fortnite. I like doing weird stuff. I like going thrift shopping. I like doing weird stuff with Gina. It's all good. Oh, I almost forgot. I forgot. I've actually been working on, trying to get my address at any of this. I've actually been working on the Hemi Fox when I've just had some downtime and I'm like, I don't really feel like working on the Formula cart, so I bust this thing out. There's a hood on it. The one thing I showed you guys that we got a new intake manifold. The 3D printed one I meant to get. So, different intake manifold, Holley high ram. I was going to use a 3D printed intake manifold on this. The guy didn't know what the fuck he was doing basically. Strung me around for 6 months, still never sent it. After 6 months, I complained a little bit harder and he sent me a refund. So, we were gonna use a plastic intake manifold on this. We got this now. So, Holley high ram on there, interfluid piping is done. I had to use a little bit of an angle there. We're going with a remote mount water pump. So, that's like a water pump block-off plate thing there. Twin 69mm True North turbos. It's got a Hemi. Huge shout out to these guys, Flying Ryan Performance. They have all like the engine parts for me needed in a box. I just have to pull this engine and put them in. Yeah, two pipes come in, one goes out. Everything's connected there. I did start on the exhaust, so it goes out through the frame. So here, go through that hole. And on the other side, I actually went a little bit further than that, but I do have to redo it because I don't like where it's sitting. But it does go through here, through the hole, but it sits a little bit too close to the tire right here. So I got to tuck that further back, and then it's going to go down and out through those holes, because those holes were there originally from the old twin turbo build. I think it was an LS twin turbo like 10 years ago. You'll see that we have a block off plate there for the reservoir and stuff, which is gonna make the engine bay look a lot cooler, but there's like a pedal box set up in this. Oh my God, there's so much shit down there. But yeah, billet pedal blocks in there. All my reservoirs are up on the top side now. You can see the brake reservoir there. And then throttle pedal over there. And then the one we needed was the clutch pedal, because the car didn't originally have a clutch pedal, and it's got a T56 in it. Got the other set of front arms welded up. Just gotta wait for these to cool, put the hind joints back in them, get them situated back on the cart, and then move on to the rears. Like I said, today's Formula One race day, so I'm gonna be watching that. I also have to help Gina do some uploads and stuff and help her out. So yeah, if you guys want to see some more behind the scenes stuff, just let me know, and I'll probably post them occasionally. It only takes me, what, 10 minutes to do one, and give you a behind the scenes tour here anyways. Peace!